Hi students, good evening to all. Can we start the session? My voice is audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Once again, good evening to all. Begin by acknowledging the rapid evolution of the financial sector over the past few decades, right? The fintech revolution transforming finance and business. In traditional financial system, which once relied heavily on physical bank, paperwork, manual process, or being transformed by technology. Fintech is at the heart of the transformations, changing the way we manage money, investment, pay for goods and services, even access credit. What is fintech? Fintech referred to the use of technology to provide financial services and solution in more efficient, accessible, and secure manner. It spans digital payment, lending, wealth management, insurance, even cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency also, right? So why is fintech a revolution? What is the necessary? That is the people to manage, invest, and access financial services from anywhere in India, or not, anywhere in world, right? At any time, 24 by 7. The second reason is fintech is not just changing how individuals manage their personal finance, also the transforming business operations. The third reason is streamlining payments and reducing the transaction cost also. These reasons the fintech a revolution has happened. What is the key points to explore in this today's sessions? The growth and emergence of key technologies like AI, blockchain, cloud computing that are driving fintech. The benefits and challenges of fintech for both personal as well as business finance. Then some real world example also we can going to share because to understanding their real concept, right? So the future of fintech and what is that decentralization of finance, what is that role of AI in predictive analytics, everything we have discussed in this session. Once again, sorry for the inconvenience. Once again. Just once again, ma, I just check my PPT. I will come back. Okay, only 30 seconds, please. Yes. Sorry for the inconvenience. Next, the introduction to fintech. What is fintech? I already told that. Fintech referred to the use of technology to provide financial service and solution in a more efficient, accessible, and secure manner. Fintech, it's a bridge gap between traditional finance and modern technology. It revolutioning the way financial services are delivered, especially making them faster, more accessible, and cost effective. The example, digital wallet, PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, these apps lets users send, receive, or pay money digitally, replacing cash transactions. Then investment platforms, example Robinhood, these platforms makes investing in stocks or cryptocurrencies easy for beginners. Lending apps, credit lending clubs, these provide quick, accessible, and as well as quick accessible for personal loan, especially often without needing to visit a bank also. So these are the modern technologies helpful for financial accessible for easy way. That's why we need for fintech revolution. I don't know again what's happening in my PPT. I don't know. Yes. Revolution of fintech. Here in this slide, we can see how fintech has grown between basic automation tools like ATM to advanced solution like AI and blockchain. And how this evolution has created new possibilities for business and individuals. In early days, the ATM and online banking, the introduction of ATM in the 1960s and 70s revolutionized cash withdrawals, making banking services available 24/7. Online banking in the 1990s allowed customers to access their account and check balance and transfer money via internet for the first time. These innovations made banking more convenient as well as laid the foundation for future digital transformations, right? Then post 2000, the mobile banking and payments. The rise of mobile banking app enabled user to manage account, pay bills, especially to transfer funds directly from other smartphones, right? Introduction of digital payment platforms like Google Pay, PayPal, right? What is the impact of these mobile banking and payments? The mobile technology made financial services more accessible, especially developing countries, right? So where many people lacked access to traditional banking system. The recent trends, the blockchain, then AI and decentralized finance, that is we can say that DeFi. Yes, the blockchain technology enabled a secure, transparent transaction through cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum also. Yes. Then AI in finance, improved fraud detections, then personalized recommendations and the robo advisor for investor decisions. It's mostly helpful for many startup investors, right? So decentralized finance, a system that uses blockchain to eliminate intermediaries, even like banks. The banks also no need. So allowing peer-to-peer lending, borrowing, and trading. So the impact is these innovations are reshaping the financial industry by introducing efficiency, transparency, and financial inclusion also. What is the core technologies driving fintech? Start by emphasizing how technology is the backbone of fintech, driving innovation and improving financial services. First, we can see artificial intelligence. Fraud detection. The artificial intelligence system analyze the pattern in transactions to detect and prevent fraudulent activities. Example, unusual spending behavior or unauthorized access The example, the bank use AI to block suspicious, especially for transaction in real time, right? If having the little bit doubt, even to change even the single pin number, unusual typing, that is also we can easily to block the transactions, right? For example, repeatedly we can transaction for same amount for twice, automatically we get that email ID, the third transaction should be blocked. The everything, the usage, I mean the intervention of AI. Yes, these are the financial security available at present for fintech, right? Example, JP Morgan Chase, right? It is an American multinational financial services. You know very well about, it's a very famous, it's located, the headquarters also located in New York City, and it is the largest bank in the United States and the world largest bank by market capitalization also. This JP Morgan Chase uses AI algorithms to monitor millions of transactions daily. You know, it's one incident happened in 2019. Yes, their AI system helped detect and prevent fraudulent credit card activities. You know, in that incident, it's saving millions of dollars. So such a secure, it's securance, it's possible for introducing their AI through fintech. Then personalized advice. The AI empowered chatbot and robo advisors offer tailored investment advice and financial planning also. Example, app like Wealthfront and Betterment recommend investment strategy based on user goal. I hope that many peoples to hear that Wealthfront. It is one of the app, as well as that Betterment. That is also one of the app. The two apps are very famous for to giving their free advice of the financial planning. Yes, these platform like Mint and Kilo use AI to provide users with tailored spending insights and saving recommendations based on their financial habits also. So the personalized advice also possible after the technology introducing their traditional finance. Okay. So then blockchain, right? The secure, transparent transaction. The blockchain is a distributed ledger technology where all transactions are recorded in a secure as well as that tamper proof as well as that transparent manner. This is the basic advantage of blockchain. It is the foundation for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? So secure cross-border payment without traditional banks. So smart contract automate financial agreement without any intermediaries. So these are the things. It's after blockchain entering their financial sector, these are the advantages happening. Then next, the big data, the customer behavior analysis and risk management, especially financial institution analyze large data sets to understand spending habits and preference, and especially for credit worthiness. Example, a loan approval based on data-driven risk management. Yes, the Alibaba, you know that it's a very big retailers in China, right? In that group uses big data to evaluate the credit worthiness of small business that lack traditional credit histories. This enable them to offer micro loan efficiently. So the Alibaba and group, no, that one of the financial service group is there. That group is used for this big data regarding for their offering their micro loan efficiency. Then risk management. The big data helps predict potential market risk, especially enable proactive decision making. Example, nowadays the insurance companies are calculated premiums based on detailed customers data. Yes, the automated system should be enabled. Then the cloud computing also, the scalability of financial services. The financial institution can store and process large volume of data efficiently on cloud platform. Example, the bank use cloud computing, no, to offer real-time services like online banking and mobile payments, everything, right? You know, the new bank, one of the largest digital banks in Brazil, relies on cloud services to onboard millions of customers quickly, as well as provide seamless banking experience also. So automatically it's reduced the need for expensive, especially physical infrastructure, making services affordable and accessible also. So these are the core technologies driving their fintech, as right? So AI, blockchain, big data, and cloud computing. It's a backbone of fintech. Yes, in fintech revolutions, these are the things are just take care of their backbone. Then key segments in fintech. Payments and transfer, right? The digital wallets, especially UPI. This segment focus on simplifying how people and business send and receive money. The digital wallet, the tools like PayPal, then Google Pay, and Apple Pay stores, payment information security for online as well as offline transactions. The UPI, right? The Unified Payment Interface, a real-time payment system in India that enable direct bank transfer using app like PhonePe and Paytm. Nowadays, all the peoples are knowing about their platform, right? So the example, a shopkeeper can accept payment instantly through UPI instead of waiting for cash or card transactions. Nowadays, even the petty shop also, right? You don't believe that here the Pune, no, even the beggars also having their QR scanning code. Yes, in front of us to take the begging. The thing is, even we can possible to share even single rupee also. That is the benefit of this fintech. Then the lending, peer-to-peer lending platforms, B2P. That is, lending platforms connect borrowers directly with lenders by pausing traditional banks. These platforms offer quick loan approval with minimal paperwork. Example, Lending Club. It's one of the US and US related platform. That platform it's helpful, very popular in P2P lending platform. It is the world leading platform also regarding their lending. P2B lending platforms. In India, also having one platform. I hope that the name is Fastcent. Yes, Fastcent. It is one of the popular lending platform in India. We are using that. These are the platforms helping for without intermediaries connect. These platforms just connect borrowers directly with lenders. So the time savings, everything is very less. Then small business owners can secure a short-term loan from an individual investor on a P2P platform to manage cash flow issues also. Next, the wealth management. The robo advisor, previously I told you, no, the robo advisors and automated investment tools. It's helpful for to provide financial advice and manage investment automatically based on your user goals. These tools are cost effective as well as the accessible to beginners also. Example, platforms like Betterment, Wealthfront, and Jaroda Coins in India. These are the platforms are very helpful for guiding the people or especially for beginners for investing their amount. Young people can start investing in mutual fund through a robo advisor without needing in-depth financial knowledge. So the next one is insurance tech, that is insurs tech. In short form, we can tell that we can call this insure tech. That is the technology driven insurance solutions. Previously know that if you get insurance or life insurance or motor insurance or whatever may be, yes, we just one agent, we want to approach the agent to physically get that signature for more than 70 and 80 signatures. Then if you want to policies completed automatically, we just go and approach many times. Lot of the physical documentations, everything in happening previously. But after that InsurTech, everything is introduced, So nowadays, the technology driven the good solution to these issues. Especially the InsurTech focus on improving insurance process using the technology such as buying policy online, claiming digitally, as well as the personalizing premium also. The thing is, every time we don't want to go and approach the particular companies, don't want to pay the amount, everything. The auto debit system, we can install our banking, automatically it's deducted. Once the quarter or once the year, automatically the period will come, automatically it should be deducted. Example, the Policy Bazaar. In India, it's a very famous app, right? And even that Lemonade in US offer online insurance comparisons and instant policy purchases also. Using this app, not only purchasing their policies, even we can just to policy climbing also, we can possibilities there. Then personalizing premiums, we knows what are the policies available in different companies. Everything we can possible to get it for single app. Especially a family can quickly to compare health issue policies on app and purchase the best options without meeting any agents. So these are the best co-driven of our fintech. Next one is RegTech, that is regulatory compliance solutions. The RegTech use technology to help financial institution comply with regulations efficiently and effectively. It automated tasks like fraud monitoring, anti-money laundering checks and reporting, the CIBIL score checking, everything. This, RegTech only it's helpful for us. Yes, even not only for individual, even this tech it's helpful for that. RegTech helpful for the business people also. Previously your parents and some of the business people, working people is there, means you know very well about that. We want to check that CIBIL score for getting their loan purpose, means we want to previously we physical forms we want to fill it, then hand over the bank or some of the agent. We want to pay some amount also. Yes, then we want to wait 10 days or 15 days, then only we will get it that CIBIL score, everything. But nowadays everything, that even the single minute, even the such a moment, it's enough for getting all those things because of the RegTech involvement. Introduction of RegTech. Everything, these changes, everything happened, the technology involved in the financial sector, that is the fintech revolutions, right? Then fintech startup can use that RegTech tools to ensure compliance with government regulations while focusing on growth. Then directly we can see what is the benefit of fintech for customers' point of view, right? The first one is convenience and accessibility. The fintech solutions are available 24/7 through mobile app, allowing customer to access financial services from anywhere. So the example, a person can transfer money instantly through a digital wallet like Google Pay or some of the thing, right? Phone Pay, even late at night without visiting a bank. So these are the benefits of customer. Yes, the most benefit is convenient as well as accessibility. Easy accessibility. Even that illiterate people also, we can easily to access these technologies. That is the benefit. Second one is lower transaction cost. That is the digital payment and automated system reduce the cost associated with traditional bank, like higher transfer fees or maintenance charges. Example, the UPI in India enable free or minimal cost bank-to-bank transfer compared to hefty fee for international bank transfer, right? We are accepted. Then these are the best advantages of benefits of the customer. Low transaction cost. To compare the traditional system, after introduce their fintech, no, so the transaction cost, that not only time, the cost wise also very less. Then enhanced financial inclusion also. The fintech reaches underserved populations, providing access to bank and credit services in rural, especially remote areas also. So the platform like M-Pesa in Kenya, no, allow people in rural area to save, borrow, and transfer money using mobile banks. You know, the Kenya, what is that remote areas it's happening? You know very well about there. It's a very underdeveloped area. Yes, we can the underdeveloped country also. Because the many region of Kenya, no, it's very pathetical. Yes, but in that area also we can easily to access this fintech. So these are the advantage directly involved in the customers. For business people, no, what are the benefits is behind? That is streamlined operations, automation in process like payments, payroll, and accounting help business save time and reduce manual errors, right? Within 20 seconds or 30 seconds, we can possible to download the statement of the bank. I mean, bank statements, everything. Previously, we want to write the application to the manager. This day to this days, I need their banking transaction for us. We can want to send that applications. The bank manager won't give that approval. Then we want to wait 1 or 2 days. Then only we can possible to get it. Nowadays, everything, no need for that. Yes, even the mobile itself, we can get it that entire history, entire statement of us. I mean, our transaction, everything, right? We can change the PIN. I mean, we can open that account even online. Yes, the banking account we can easily to open. So in that point of view, the business people know the streamline that operations, everything is minimized. So the small business use platform like QuickBooks for automated bookkeeping and invoicing also. So in their business, the pathetic situation at present, no need to take care of that. Then better customer insights through data analytics. Fintech leverage big data to analyze customer behavior, enabling business to offer personalized services and targeted marketing. Example, e-commerce platforms use data from digital payment method to recommend product based on customer purchase pattern. Right? We having their options. We can in short, we can fix our expectations automatically based on our expectation. The data should be comes to narrow. These are the advantages is there for business people to focusing their particular customers. Yes, it's helpful for wider customer scrutinize to the narrow sense. Then, okay, these are the benefits of having. But what is the challenges in fintech? The underdeveloped countries, especially facing their challenges for using their fintech because of more capitalization is needed, right? So such challenges is there. Okay, we can see one by one. Fintech bring innovations and convenience. So once again, yes. Fintech bring innovations, no, the convenience also, it also faces significant challenges that can slow its growth and adoption. Here we can see the challenges one by one. What is the challenges is there? First one is regulatory and compliance issues. Fintech companies must strict financial regulations to prevent fraud, money laundering, and other financial crimes, right? So, however, navigating these regulation is complex. So, automatically, especially when operating across multiple countries with different legal frameworks. So, it's very difficult to implement. Even the cost wise also high. Example, cross-border payment platform like PayPal often face challenges in meeting local regulation for taxes. Anti-money laundering, right? AML, we can say no. Then we want to compromise their KYC requirements also. So what is the impact? So delay in launching services and increased operational cost. So this is the basic challenges faced for fintech. Then cyber security threats. Fintech platforms handle sensitive customer data, especially because we are maintaining their money related issues, no? So making them prime target for cyber attack like hacking and phishing or especially ransomware. So example in 2020 a data breach on the digital payment platform, especially Dave. You know the Dave, that is digital banking services. It's exposed personal information over 7.5 million users. It is the digital banking services. The impact, the loss of customer trust and significant financial losses for the company. So these are the challenges we have faced for fintech. Then the customer trust as well as the data privacy concern also major challenges. Many customers are hesitate to share personal financial data due to fears of misuse, leaks, or unauthorized access. So the fintech companies must ensure robust data protection, especially transparency to build trust. So the Facebook attempt to launch its cryptography, Libra faced backlash over concern about data privacy, ultimately delaying the project. So what is the impact of these challenges? No, the reduced adoption rate, especially the negative brand perceptions happen. Then a lack of financial literacy in some market. In many developing regions, the potential customers lack of knowledge to use fintech tools effectively. People may not understand digital wallet, the investment app, the benefits of online banking, right? Example, the rural population in some part of even India, especially Africa, may be slow to adopt UPI payment or mobile banking due to limited awareness, especially fear of fraud. So these are the major challenges is faced in fintech. So what is the impact of this? It's limit the growth of fintech in underserved areas, especially the developing areas, underdeveloped areas facing the problems. While these challenges are significant, they also present opportunities for improvement and innovation. Here, I'm just giving some real world examples. Help you under the concept of fintech is not just theoretical, right? It is reshaping their financial landscape globally. I feel like that. The first one is global fintech leaders. PayPal, one of the pioneers of digital payment, allowing individuals and business to send and receive money securely online. Example, PayPal, buy now, pay later. Yes, these services enable user to split purchases into interest-free payment. Because, these concept helping us boosting the e-commerce sales, right? The next one is Square. It is, all of you knowing about this platform also. It's known for its portable card reader and a payment solution for small business. Example, the Square developed a small business transaction by enabling mobile payment on the go. Then Revolt also. Revolut, that is a UK-based app offering services like currency exchange, stock trading, especially crypto investment. Revolut disrupted traditional banks by offering zero-fee international money transfer. Then Indian fintech innovations. Paytm, India large digital payment platform offering services from bill payment, not only bill payment, even the ticket booking also, right? During their demonetization timing, the Paytm helped million switches to cashless payment almost overnight. Then RajoPay. It's a very famous gateway. Yes, the payment gateway. It is simplifying online transaction for business. The RajoPay launched, the RajoPay X and a new banking solution for startup to manage finance seamlessly. Then another PhonePe also, a leading UPI-based payment app that support peer-to-peer transfers, bill payment and recharges of mobiles and policy payments, everything. The PhonePe expanded into financial services by offering insurance as well as the mutual funds also. Then BharatPe, that is focused on empowering small merchant with QR code based UPI payment and loans. The BharatPe, it's founded in only 2018 with the vision to make financial inclusion a reality for Indian merchants. The BharatPe, it's make digital payment more accessible for over 10 million small offline merchants, especially the Kirana stores owners in the country. With its interoperational UPI QR, which was the first in India with zero transaction fee. Then, what is the success stories? Right? A brief story of a startup revolutioning finance. Here I'm just taking their successful story of New Bank. That is, the New Bank was founded in 2013 at Brazil. The idea was born out of frustration with traditional banking system in Latin America, which were often by high fees, lack of transparency, especially poor customer service. Based on these things only, the new bank was founded. New bank set out to challenges this status quo by offering a similar, more customer-friendly alternatives. What is the innovations in that new bank was introduced the time of 2013? The first thing is mobile first banking. The new bank eliminated the need for physical branches, focusing there entirely on the mobile first approach. The customer could sign up, manage account and resolve issues entirely through app, making bank more accessible and user friendly also. Then fee-free credit cards. The new bank introduced a no-fee credit card with competitive interest rate and especially transparent terms, which was a major departure from the hidden fees and complexity of traditional banks. Then the data-driven decision making also. The big data and artificial intelligence to streamline the process, access credit cards, yes, the credit risk, then personalized customers experience. Then also the customer-centric approach, very fast manner and responsible customer support and often resolving issues in record time, which help build trust and loyalty also. Then the major innovation is simplify the process. The company used technology to automate it and simplifies the task like account setup, reducing some hazard faced for the customers, everything. So what is the success of new bank? That is massive growth. As of 2025, still date, the new bank serve over 75 million customers across Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, right? So making it one of the world largest digital banks. This is the success of the new bank. Then valuation. The new bank went public in December 2021, then achieving the valuation of over $40 billion, placing it among the top fintech companies globally. Then expanded more offering also beyond credit cards. Yes, the new bank offers personal loans, savings account, insurance products, then investment services, becoming a full service, everything in digitally. Then global recognition also. The new bank's success has inspired other fintech startup worldwide. Yes, so the new bank's success not only the proud of that particular bank. Yes, that bank's success, it's a globally to create the impact of fintech, right? Then what is the lesson for the successful story of new bank? That is address real pain pointers, right? The new bank identified and resolved key frustrations of Latin American banking customers, such as hidden fee, especially the lack of transparency. Then build trust. Transparency and it's a responsive customer service, no? It's automatically created strong brand loyalty. Then adapt to local needs also. The new banks offer were tailored to the specific challenges of the Latin American market, such as low banking penetration, especially the preference for simplicity. Then scale strategically. Nubank expanded gradually into other Latin American markets, ensuring its model could be adopted to new contests, especially without losing focusing on quality. In Nubank journey, it showcases how a customer first approach combined with technological innovations. These interrupt that established industries and create that new benchmark for success, right? So now you can little bit understanding how the fintech revolution is happening for last 10 years, right? Then what is the future of fintech? Yes, because you having little bit doubt, right? Now, okay, what is that future? The opportunity is there or not? Yes. So such a solution here we are sharing that. Yes, we are going to share. The first one is decentralized finance, the DeFi. The DeFi remove intermediaries like banks from financial transaction using blockchain technology to enable peer-to-peer lending, trading, and more. Right? So the impact is offer financial services to people without access to traditional banking system, especially in developing countries. So embedded finance, that is the financial services are integrated directly into non-financial platform for a seamless user experience also, right? Example, the Uber providing in-app payment services for ride, and Amazon offer embedded credit lines for purchases also. The impact, the enhanced customer convenience and also create new revenue streams for non-financial business, everything is possible. Then AI, predictive analytics and decision making. AI analyze large data sets and forecast market trends, access credit risk, and provide personalized financial recommendations. Investment platform like Wealthfront and you use AI, to predict market opportunities and optimize portfolio for users. So what is the impact? Help business make data-driven decisions and enable customer manage finance proactively. Then what is the opportunities having? That is global financial inclusion. The fintech can bring banking services to the 1.4 billion unbanked adult worldwide by leveraging mobile phone and internet connectivity. Example, M-Pesa, right, in Africa has transformed lives by offering mobile-based savings and credit to rural populations. Previously, I told you, The second, the sustainable finance. Fintech is fostering green finance solution by promoting investment in environmentally, especially the sustainable projects. The platform like Raise Green allow individual to invest in renewable energy projects. Yes, these are the things, right? So the sustainable finance is having more opportunity in future. I mean, upcoming years. Then personalized solutions. By analyzing user data, fintech offer customized financial project tailored to individual needs. Example, apps like digital analysis spending habit to automatic saving for users to create some mind block things, right? These are the opportunities involved in the upcoming future for fintech. Then finally, the conclusion part. First, we want to recap of all key points, right? The summarize the journey of our presentations. We have discussed fintech, no, compiles finance and technology to innovate financial services. Simply says it's a bridge between technology as well as that traditional financial service system. The evaluation of fintech starts from ATM to blockchain and AI also. The core technologies like AI, blockchain, big data, then cloud computing, right? That drive innovations. Then key segmentations like payments, lending, wealth management, insurtech, regtech, everything. Yes, we can possible. These are the segmentations are covered in fintech. Then what is the future trends and opportunities in fintech landscapes? Everything we have discussed just now, right? So then emphasize how fintech is reshaping the financial landscape. It making finance more accessible, efficient, and inclusive also. It's unlocking opportunities for innovations and entrepreneurship in emerging market. Then it's creating new career path and reshaping traditional business models also. And with your thought provoking notes, right? How will you adapt to the changing world of finance? Will you be a consumer or a contributor or a creator? Yes, this is the time for you to answer. Yes, in your hands only. Yes, having this answer. You know, guys, why I'm just taking this fintech for, especially for you? Because many students the next year going to take the higher studies, right? Nowadays in MBA, day to day, the demand so high, right? The specialization also should be grown day by day, right? Now the MBA fintech specialization, it's very popular for not only in India, especially the worldwide. Lot of institution providing that fintech specialization offered by MBA courses. Especially the MBA fintech program also is there in separately. Yes, we have chosen that specialization or we have chosen that programs. It's lot of opportunities there in future, in placement wise as well as in startup wise, right? I hope that this insights helpful for you for taking your future decision, especially for choosing your higher studies, right? If you have any queries, please be shared with us, with me. Okay? Right? If you're having any queries. Yes? Yeah, the fintech related, yes, the courses, everything is having at present available in Open Engine or also. Another thing is if you go for especially for some leading institutions, they are available in the curriculum, everything. Okay, you can just to read that course syllabi. Yes, yeah, that syllabi automatically you having little bit understanding. We want to, I mean, we go for selecting that specialization or we won't. You get such a knowledge. Okay, if you want, tell me. I'm just to sharing their course syllabus, everything, right? If you feel this PPT, if you want, I just to sharing you, right? Then another one chatting box. Madam, my doubt is in my portal BBA 6th semester. What is? Jump to the latest. What is the project report for the document? What is the project report? The document is not available. Okay. If you want, you having their doubt for preparation of the report, right? Okay. If you want the next Friday, I can just to choosing the topic, how we can make the project. Yes. Simply what are the chapters they are expecting at present. Internal mentors, then external mentors, what is their expectation for submission of project report. Okay, the next section I will try to take that topic, right? Don't worry about that. Every students having their doubt how we can submit the project, what is project, how, what is the report, how we can make that report, everything, right? But don't worry about that. It's a very simplest things only. We can make such a chapter. Yes, you can understand that chapter wise information or chapter wise content. What are the content we want to include the chapters? Automatically you get the clear ideas. I'm just to explain very simple manner how many chapters they want to expect. Each chapter, what is the minimum of expectations, everything. If possible, your management will permit, I will take care of that session for the next week. Okay, yes. Any other doubts? Yes, thank you, Sadir. Then any other queries? Yes, actually here in my chat box, I'm just to posted my mail ID. Okay, if you want any doubt, please just to send your mail. Okay, for your expectations, or if you want any material, definitely I will help you, because I'm working in that line, no, the MBA. So I just to working in that. So don't worry about that. I will send you the material if you want anything. Otherwise, in your management, Adira madam having my number. Yes, if you contact that. Thank you. If anything else? Yeah, definitely I'm sharing your ebooks of fintech. Okay. 2 to 3 different version of books I'm having. Fintech book. I'm just to sharing you tomorrow. Yes. Thank you. I hope that nowadays that little bit bonding we having, right? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You don't have any queries, please leave the group, leave the forum. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.